Alright, hello. So in this video I'm going to show you how to start to finish create an opt-in page in ClickFunnels from scratch, not using a template. We're actually going to create and design it from scratch. So let's just hop right in. We're on the dashboard here. You're going to come up here, hover over ClickFunnels, click Build New Funnel, or you can just click New Funnel right there. We're just going to do it that way. Now we are creating an opt-in page. An opt-in page is a page that collects emails. We could come over here and choose that as our goal. What I like to do is I like to use the cookbook method, which is down here. Come down here, generate leads, because this is the purpose of the opt-in funnel. And, the opt-in page. And the one we're going to want to use is a squeeze page. That's the one I'm going to be using. There's a number of different ones you could use to collect leads. A lot of these different funnels will have an opt-in page as the first step, but for this video I'm just going to show you how to create just the opt-in page. Next video will show you how to create the thank you page, because typically your thank you page is not just going to say thank you for signing up and that'll be it. Generally you'll segue into something else, or you'll deliver your content on that page. So it'll be a little bit more involved. But for this case, we're just going to create the opt-in here. Now we're going to use a blank one because, like I said, we're going to build this from scratch. Now this video isn't going to be edited or anything else, so everything will be in the raw here. You can kind of see what this process looks like if you were doing it yourself. So we're going to click in to here to get this blank squeeze page delivered into our ClickFunnels account. A moment, and then it should load in, and there it is. Now with the squeeze page, you'll see how it has the two steps. It has your squeeze page, your opt-in page here. This is where they will opt into your list, and then of course a thank you page. So we're just going to focus on building the opt-in page. What I want is I want a blank one because I want to start this from scratch. I don't want to use a template. I believe the blank ones are right here at the bottom. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. Okay. So we have our blank opt-in page here. I'm going to come over here to edit page. And as you can see, this page is completely blank except for this up here. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to delete this content here because I don't want this here. And what we need to do is we need to figure out how we're going to describe this, or how we're going to design this page. Now, most opt-ins will follow a pretty standard pattern. I'm going to come over here to my drawing pad. It's just a Word doc, whatever, but I'll call it my drawing pad. But most opt-ins will follow a pretty standard design. There will be some variations. But generally speaking, here's how it's going to work. You're going to have your page here. Let's see if I can draw a rectangle. Good enough. So you're going to have your opt-in page, and a lot of them will have something in the middle here. This is where their content is going to be. Right here in the middle. And here, they're going to have their headline, which I'm going to mark as H1. They might have a subhead here, smaller subhead, and then what they'll generally do is there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Generally speaking, they'll put some kind of an image or a graphic here. If you're promoting some kind of a free gift or a product or an ebook, they'll put the image here somewhere on this page, left or the right. Sometimes you'll see it in the middle. And then, of course, here they'll have another subheadline, maybe some paragraphs here, or a small paragraph with a couple sentences of information, P1, and then, of course, they'll have their actual opt-in form. So this is where they would enter their email. This is where they will click. So they'll enter their email here. They'll click to submit the form here. In the footer section, they'll typically have disclaimer information, terms of use. It might have some company information here at the bottom. That's generally the format that a lot of opt-in pages follow. That's not always the exact way that they're built. I've seen them built a lot of ways. Sometimes they'll be full page opt-in. Sometimes they'll have like a header section up here. They'll put their business logo here. Maybe they'll have a headline or a sub-headline up here that says something. There's a number of different ways you can build these. Sometimes what they'll do here is they'll put like a timer. They'll basically up here, this might say, limited time or limited offer to create that sense of scarcity. And then here they'll have like a timer or something like that. So why don't we create an opt-in page that looks something like this, that has these components. It's going to have a logo right here. It's going to have a scarcity statement as our subhead here. It's going to have a box section right here in the middle. It's going to have a headline, a subheadline, a picture of a product, and then of course this information here. So let's just use this design as a model for building our opt-in page in ClickFunnels. I'm going to turn off my writing pad here so it doesn't mess up whatever I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to come back over here to ClickFunnels, and what we're going to do is I want to have my header section up here. So let's see here, left, right, padding, extend this out. Let's bring this all the way up to the top here. You know what? Let's do this instead. Let's do this. I'm going to come up here to section. I'm going to add a section, and I want this to be a full width section. I'm going to drag that right here. I want this to go across the entire top here. The other one did not. So what I did is to create my header section up here, I deleted the one that was existing, came up to sections, added a section, and I selected full width and then dragged it here. Now remember, what we wanted to do is we wanted to have our logo and some kind of a headline. So let's see how we're going to do this. Let's see here. Let's get creative. Maybe we'll try a 2-column. What we'll do, maybe we'll move this bad boy over here. Maybe it's already at full width. We'll do this. And we'll come over here, drop an image here, and we'll drop a sub-headline here. All right. Let's see here. Good. Good. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this all the way to the top. That in. And we're going to do the same thing here. I want this to not overlap the top, but I do want it to be pretty close. Make it nice and tight. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and insert the logo here. I'm just going to pick some random logo. Mine. This will work. Let's resize it. 50, something like that. And let's come over here and let's change this text to limited time offer. Okay. And we're going to come here. We might change this text color to red here. Make that a little bit more. I'm thinking, here's what we're going to do. I want this a little bit more centered. So I'm going to take this. Let's see if I can get this down a little bit more. I want it to be in the center here. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. All right, well. If that's the way you're going to be, I'm going to have to get sneaky on you then. So with designing funnels, you're going to find you get to have a lot of fun with these. Now for this header section up here, I'm going to make the background black. I want it to be full center parallax. And all I'm going to do, text color, boom. Alright, hey, you can still see it there. Okay, alright. Fair enough. Maybe we'll just select, nah, we'll leave that. Okay. That's kind of cool. Alright. Kind of faint right there. My goal was to try to get this centered right here. So there's a number of different ways you could do that. But you can get sneaky and throw in elements here to create just empty space. Now, I don't like how the bottom here is rubbing there. So let's make a little bit of room there. Okay. So, limited time offer. Okay. Alright, so let's add another section. Alright, we're going to add another section. We're going to do that right here. And let's say we want to have a nice centered opt-in, like a box right here, something like that. So what we might do is we might do this. Just drag it right here. And now we're going to create, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So 1 row, let's make it a 2 row here. Let's give it a border. And let's change the border style to something more interesting like red. Subheadline, come on, click, there we go. Free ebook. And we're gonna throw in a picture here of our free ebook. Just use this one here. Resize it because that's way too big. Okay, that could work. All right. Get your free copy of the name of this ebook is Think and Grow Rich in the Knowledge Era. We might even, put in the material value of it right there. Okay, and then what we'll do is maybe we'll throw in a bulleted list here. We'll talk about what does this ebook have in it. Simple to understand. Written to be relevant to the opportunities of today, something like that. Because if you know anything about Think and Grow Rich, as written by Napoleon Hill, the book was written, I think, published in 1937. So the main point of this is we're now basically doing a redux of this book, and it's now been modernized. Let's talk about what is a few here. It's a step-by-step plan. Step-by-step plan. And it'll say, something like provides, use the models in this book to create multiple streams of income. And then I'm not going to ignore this icon thing. It'll say instant access, something like that. Download immediately. Or something like that. Okay? Some things that add value and create appeal to getting this, free book. Now that we've built this part here, we've got our subhead, we've got our bulleted list. Now we can add another sub here, and it might say something like, enter your email to get your copy. Okay, so now we're giving them a call to action. We're going to put an input field here. We want to change the input field so that it's just for email address. So now that it knows, and we need to put the submit button here. We select this to submit the page so that it will go to the next step of the funnel. Change the color. Maybe we'll change the button color to red. Tick to get your copy. And now we did say it was a limited time offer, so what we might want to do is add a little bit of scarcity here. So maybe we'll put a timer here. We're going to give them 10 minutes to decide if they want this book. Let's bounce over here. So we had our logo, our scarcity, headline one, so like that. So I didn't design it like this here, but I should have. So here's what I can do. I forgot to add the headline and the subheadline, which is fine. What I can do is I can create another section here, create a headline, and write out the headline here that says, almost, or something like, see here, secret formula for success. Alright, let's see here. Discover the secret formula for success. The secret formula for success as secret form of success in this 100-year-old. It's not 100 years old. It's like 80. It's like 80-something years old. 80-year-old book. Discover the secret formula for success as written in this 80-year-old book. Subheadline. Let's see here. Learn to apply these age-old methods in modern time. I'm trying to think. These age-old methods, learn how to apply to new age opportunities. That's good enough. These age-old methods to new age opportunities. Okay, so let's see here. We've got this. We've got this. Now what we do is we'll create another section here, row at the bottom. And here we might put in our links for our disclaimers. There we go. And then what we'll do is, so that they're not right there against it, we'll just increase this top margin. So now they're down below. Okay, so discover the secret formula for success as written in this 80-year-old book. Learn to apply these age-old methods to new age opportunities. Free ebook. Here's a picture of the book. Some stuff about the book. Get your free copy. So let's do this. Now we're going to come in and bold this. Some of this stuff here. Enter your copy. Your email address. Alright, so let's see if we got everything here. So, logo. Yes. Limited offer. Yes. Headline. Yes. Subheadline. Yes. Ebook image. Yes. Sub headline right here. Bulleted list right there. I added this, subhead call to action right here. We have our input for email, we have our submit button, and we have a timer. Save this. It's going to have me enter the metadata. Sample opt-in. I'm not going to bother with the rest of it. Alright, now let's see what this thing looks like when it's live. It's for a live page. Alright, so this is what it would look like if it were live. It's pretty basic, very simple, not much to it. I would personally do more to it to make it look a little bit more appealing. I just wanted to show you just kind of how to start to finish create your opt-in page. You might do some things to tweak it. The best thing you can do when creating any kind of page or any piece of copy is to model it after something, something that is attractive to you. So use another opt-in page as kind of a model, especially if you know that page converts well. This might convert, but honestly, in my mind, it would probably need some work. I probably wouldn't have just gone with plain black and white. I would have added some more color, maybe a more interesting background, maybe played around with the font styles a little bit, maybe alternated. Personally, I don't usually put my business logos at the top left. If you have if you're really trying to push your brand and get that brand awareness, obviously that's definitely a grand idea. But frankly, personally, I would make some changes here. I was just showing you how your first step is to sketch out your opt-in page. Just get a rough draft of it just down on paper, then come over here and start doing this. What I would do, personally, instead of just using someone else's, just going and kind of putting side by side someone else's, is I would come over and find a page that I liked, and I'm just going to use a, one of my pages real quick that I've built. Let me just grab one really quick so you can kind of see. Let's just find something that I've built recently. This one here, why not? This one's pretty involved. So you come in here, and let's just say we came to this page as opt-in here. I think this one has a video. Okay, it doesn't. But as you can see, what I would do is I would look at this page, and I would come over here, and I would just basically kind of draft down what this page has. So let's I'm just going to take a moment and do that really quick. So where is that page? I want this to bounce to that. Okay. So, we have our header section here at the top. Give me my pencil. Okay. So, here at the top, we have free offer. We come over here, and we have our timer. And then here, we have some kind of a banner. And what it does is it briefly explain offer. Okay? And then in this case, it actually has a subheadline and then H1 here. The sub headline basically creates the intrigue. The second, the actual headline creates the interest. So intrigue is the shocking truth. The headline is the interest, some kind of, it's like the big reveal or something like that. Okay? And then in this case, we would come down here and we have a sentence here, which is just a paragraph block, and it explains what it is not. Okay? So this isn't really like fantastic as far as design, but it shows you what components are on the page and where they're located. And then what I would do is, if you're familiar with ClickFunnels, then you would do something like this. I know, partially because I designed it, that this block here is a 2-column block. And I know that here's a video. And here is a paragraph explaining the video. Here we have a subhead. I might make a note that says there's a border around it. And then we have another paragraph. And what this is, it's a call to action with a scarcity statement. And then we have email, button, and then image, and this is the product, free gift. Okay. Now this opt-in goes a bit longer. It's actually a pretty lengthy opt-in. You might make a note that there's, here, there is, it's just, I make a note here, it's black background. And here I'm going to make a note that these are videos. These are the little logos for videos. And then I'm going to make a note that this is social proof. And there's a sub-headline here that explains the social proof. End of the section. And then it's going to basically recap the offer. So in this case, it would be paragraph 1, sub-headline. This is another 2-column. I'm doing this really fast, but it's another 2-column here. It has sub 1, paragraph, and something like that. I'm not going to go into all this down here because this is a pretty long opt-in page. But as you can see, you can take this, and then what you would do is, instead of just copying this, you could say, okay, I like the way that this block is structured, so I might keep that formatting here. Don't really like the explanation part here. I think I'm going to lose this header section here. Keep this block the same. I kind of like the way this is formatted here. So I'm going to keep this the same, and then I'm going to end my opt-in page here, and then just put my disclaimer links. I know this is really messy. So that's something you could do, is if you find something you like, the best thing to do, instead of going side by side and, like, let's say I was doing this, and I was going this, to this, to this, to this. Basically what you could do is you could go to a page you like, map it out, sketch it out, decide which elements you like, which ones you're going to keep, kind of pre-plan this, and then come over and design it. So that's what I would do. So that's it. I just wanted to show you how to create an opt-in page from scratch, and then some strategies for basically how to borrow elements from other pages that you like. You're not stealing. You're not ripping anyone off. You are just modeling it. You're not gonna steal their copy. You're not gonna steal their images. But if you like the way things are structured, you just like the way things are set up, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like certain font styles, I mean, these are universal font styles. You're not stealing anything proprietary. So, definitely feel free to model certain styles. Just respect the person who created that, respect their content, and respect, the fact that they put a lot of work in that. So that's it. That's all there is to it. On the next video, I'll show you how to build out the thank you page. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.